Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. Today we are heading down to the shop. We've got our Terra track that is out there, that is ploughing field 43, sorry. So we're in the JCB, we're heading down to the shop because we're 3 days into this and we haven't got a single crop in the ground yet. So today, we're going to go and pick up a seeder and start getting stuff done. We're also going to sort out the crop rotation as well. So, seeders, we're going to want a seeder and a planter. Now, the planter I want has been released on the mod hub, but I don't have it in game yet. The seeder I want is this one. This is the Vatstad A600 A800S tramlines. Now there is a version of this default in the game that is 6 meters. We are going to go with the 6 meter version because I think I'm going to go with the slightly bigger 8 meter version. It does work better for us. Now we also want, I'm going to do a seeds extension and a fertilizer extension. So full whack, 97,000 for this. But that will do the job nicely. It requires 210 horsepower, which we've easily got with both tractors. So both tractors will be able to run this. And the main colour, we can either go black or we can go red. I actually prefer the original red on this. So we're going to buy this, 97,000. Yes, okay, and back. We also want some seeds to go with it. So let's have a look. Its capacity. I'm not sure actually which capacity it's got. So what we're going to do is we're going to head out of here. We're going to head back to our tractor. While we're here, we might get this weight changed as well, I think. So take this into the workshop. There's the workshop. Let's open this up. Because we don't actually have a workshop on our own farm yet. We've still only got the workshop here. It's not too far from the farm, which is why I'm not too worried about it. It all depends, though, whether it costs us money to do stuff in it. So we don't want the tractor, we want the weight. Customize that, and we'll put that, I think, in the silver that we've got the actual tractor. Is that going to be a good colour for this, or are we going to... Actually, no, I am going to go for the onyx, I think. Much better. We'll go with that. Doesn't cost us anything to get it resprayed, reconnected on, and that, I think, is going to look much better. Yeah, there we go. So that's a much better looking front weight for this. Oh, bar there. Right, let's hook this up, and then we're immediately going to buy enough seeds, hopefully, to get us sorted on here. So connect that up and lift it. Oh, no. There we go. Right, so we need 500 litres of seeds and 1,600 litres of fertilizer. So into our pallets here. 5,000 litres of seeds. So seeds, we get them in 2,100 litre pallets. So that's going to be 3.5 of those. And fertilizer we get in 2,000. Okay, so one thing of fertilizer and 3 things of seeds to start us off. So actually, we could do 5,000. We could do 2 of these and 1 of our normal pallets, I think. So a seed big bag here is 1,500. So it's a little bit more expensive, but we won't have anything hanging around. Alternatively, we're going to need to fill up with seeds. So yeah, I think we're better off getting 3 of these. So we'll grab 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And as I said, 1 thing of fertilizer. And the advantage of spending a little bit extra money to get the fertilizer extension on this is the fact that we're going to be in a position where, let's fill that up. I do love these big bags. I do love these single bag pallets. They are just really awesome. But yeah, the advantage is that we don't have to have so much that does the fertilizing. We can go, right, I just need a solid fertilizer spreader, or I just need a sprayer, and don't have to do so much with it. And you get that stuff done quicker as well. There we go, in with the fertilizer now. And I think this is probably a good place to get this. Alright, seeds done. Let's get the fertilizer done. Let's get the seeds filled up. As I said, not going to have full pallets here of this. Now, I think the piece of support equipment we're going to get on here, with the front loader stuff, we can, if we absolutely need to, we can put a front loader on this fast track. But overall, I think we're not going to need anything particularly big. So I think it's time that I had on a map a skid steer. So we're going to be looking at doing that in the future, getting a skid steer on here and doing that. Now, to sort of change tack very suddenly, we are also going to go and get, we want to sort out our rotation today. So we're going to look at the crop rotation. We're going to see how we're going to do it. And we're going to do the crop rotation slightly differently on this map to how we've done it before. Before, we've looked at each field, seen what's on there previously, and then chose a thing here. We're going to create, to start with, a single rotation and work through that on our fields. So, for example, this field here, if I can get into the gateway without hitting it. Can we do that? Yes, we can. There we are. So this field here, previously, if we look at it, it just says fallow all over. So that actually works really well for us. Now, this is field 41. But we're going to look in here and come and have a look at our crop rotation. So, we know we need everything. We need, so ideally we need wheat in here. We are going to need canola. Where are we? Poplar, grass, sugarcane, wheat, barley, oats, cotton, canola. We also need soybeans or sunflowers. Actually, we don't. We need corn. So corn. This is the interesting thing. We're going cereal, oilseed, cereal. So if we go soybeans, that doesn't work too well from corn. So it is just really going, okay, so what are our options here? And everything, cotton would do well, canola would do well. This is the thing. So we went like this, would sunflowers would do well. So those, you know, so those are good, 4 good crops for us to have in our rotation. They're going to support each other most of the way through. And yeah, so we're going wheat, canola, corn, and sunflowers as our crops. And we're going to start with wheat in this field here. So that's the thing. It's the nice thing about that rotation is that we're getting 4 crops. We've got, I think we've got like, we have got 5 large fields. Oh, sorry, we've got 5 fields that are our main fields. We've got 3 smaller ones, no, 4 smaller ones, 2 of which are currently grass. So what we can do with that then is we're in a position where we can just sort of get it all done that way and do it with those. Now I'm looking at this and I'm going, I think we probably want to start the other end. Despite the fact that it was started this end for the ploughing, I think we want to start the other end. We've got a slightly straighter edge over here, even with this small section. So let's bring this over here. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. We can do a nice straight edge over here. Like so. And then we can fill this in later. Now, I think I have put... Yes, I have. Start her up. Drop her down. And we want to stay pretty straight along here. Like so. And then this should mean that I can do that. Auto width, no offset. And away we go. So GPS will now hold us in place, and we can get the wheat in. And because we've chosen the 8-meter version of this, we should be good for getting this all done and in pretty quickly, even on a field of this size. So more speaking of the crop rotations, so I quite like what we've got with the rotation. We've got a good set of crops. They support each other, so you're looking at it and going, okay, so we know we're gonna get a boost from each crop, putting the next one in. We also know we're in a position where these fields, we can do our 4 fields and do 1 crop in each. At the moment, we're in a position. Now, I just want to check. We are doing the wheat on day 3. We are actually able to put almost all of our crops in over the next 4 days. So the plan is to get at least one of these crops in each day. But as I said, that's our 4 main fields. We're going to need to do field 42. We're going to need to do the others. So we're going to have to watch carefully what we're doing. Because if we don't, we're going to be in a position where we're going to get to the end of that time. And we're going to get the end of our planting window. And only have 4 fields planted. And I don't want to be in that position. I don't want to go, oh no, I've not got time to do that. And I think what we'll find is, as I was saying, with our planting window there, if we have a look, we are in a position where we have day 5 and 6. We're actually pretty good in what we can plant. We can have both tractors going with seeders getting stuff in. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. And the reason for this is because at the moment our terra truck is just trying to plow as many fields as possible, and at the end of it, I think we're going to find that we're still going to be plowing quite late with some of this. So as a result, I'm going to need to do well into the summer planting stuff, and that may mean putting a field, some extra stuff of soybeans in, or a field of soybeans in, or possibly a thing of more corn in. If we have a look here, the only 2 we can plant into the first 2 weeks of summer, other than poplars, and I will come back to those in a minute, are soybeans and corn. Now poplars I am looking to plant on this map, and the reason for that is I want something to harvest during the winter. And 2 fields that I think will be absolutely brilliant for planting poplars are up at the top. 83 and 44. Both of those nicely at the top of the map. Reasonable sized fields. And both have, both will work well for poplars. 83 is currently entirely a grass field. And as I said before, we're not planning to do any grass work on here at all. Unless it's a contract, but in general, I don't get the feeling that this is a massively grass-worky map. So if we put poplars up there, what we'll be able to do is get the poplar baler and create bales for those, and that will give us a winter harvest. It means we've got something coming in all the way through the year, and we'll just work absolutely brilliantly for us. So yeah, that's what I'm looking to do with those and those 2 fields. So that should do exactly what we're after insofar as making this farm sustainable throughout the year. And I quite like how much we've managed to do with this farm already. To have this many fields straight off the bat is absolutely brilliant. Being able to have a good range of crops with decent sized machinery, absolutely brilliant. Being able to have the pigs, because the pigs, once we get them, which is probably going to be midsummer, we'll look at getting the pigs. That will be, that will be great as well. Those will work really well as well. And it's just coming together very nicely, I think, on here at the moment. And hopefully it will continue to do so. Now, as I said early on, we are going to have to borrow some money. We are going to have to, at some point, in order to get ourselves at least our harvester, because we do not have enough money at the moment to get a harvester. The one I want to get on here is actually the smaller one from the Class DLC, from the Platinum Edition. I think it will be a good choice of combine for this map. Should work very well for us, and when it does so, it just, these fields are not huge. It will be freed up. As far as my use of it in general, I don't like using a combine on more than one map at a time. We are bringing this island to an end, of course, so it won't be used on there, which is where it's currently being used. And actually, that's a good question for you guys. How do you feel about using the same combine on two different maps at the same time? I tend to, on Let's Plays, I tend to try and vary it a bit. But yeah, I do want to know what you guys think. Do you think that that there's any issue with that? Do you want to see more variety in the combines? There's some nice New Holland CX ones out at the moment that I think we're going to use. I don't know quite where I'm going to use it at the moment. I do know at some point I plan to use those CX New Hollands. But this map I'm kind of going for a mix in my machinery of JCB and Class. Yeah, we got this JCB tractor. I think we're gonna get a JCB skid steer, and I think we're gonna go for a Class combine. So yeah, let us know what you think to that sort of setup. How is our Terra Track doing? I can see it in the distance over there, just sort of working its way through that field. It should have that done fairly swiftly, which will be good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work with the rows up here. I think my turn has not quite been sharp enough, or has been too sharp actually. Looking at this, and I'm leaving a little bit of a missed bit at the start of each row. So might have to do something about that, I think. But in general, this is just planting really, really well. We're doing a bit of a straight through episode today. As you might have noticed, not doing really any cuts. This is because I got back from Bern late last night, and have not had time to record stuff. I really wanted something out for you guys today. So that is why I am doing a straight through. We are gonna just do this field today, which should take us, I think, about half an hour or so on here. Whoa, I have not set the GPS. That is gonna look messy. Oh yeah, that's gonna look messy. Yeah, so hopefully this will be good, and you guys will enjoy it. It is gonna be lots of this, but this is, I think, this Fatstad Cedar. So this is a mod. This came out last week, I think it was, and I saw it and I kind of went, oh, let's grab that. My original plan on here had been to try and go all Amazon, I think, and actually no seeders of the size I was looking for were available. But this Vatstad seeder is available. There is a brand new seeder that's come out as well. That is from that's another Vatstad one. Sorry, a planter has come out. That's a Vatstad planter. So we've got that for us as well. We are going to end up with these little patches of non-fertilized, especially when I go over these bits here to correct where I've missed bits. That is because it's already fertilized at this stage, and it doesn't do a second fertilization. So yeah, right. If I straighten up at this point, that works better. Yeah, this tractor actually turns too sharply. We want to take a wider turn with this fast track. And I still think that this fast track still looks fantastic. Even if I have yet to solve the issue with it of the changing wheels. And I know people have said, oh, you need to press Control Y or you know, I have this button on my controller. It is that this mod has a problem. This mod does have an issue with changing the steering. I can't see any difference in this mod, to be honest, with every other version of this JCB that has the steering, that has it working on it. But it just doesn't work. There's just no. It just doesn't give you the option to do it when you're in game, and I can show you here. Normally, where it says selected mode tramlines off, because I'm not putting tramlines in this field. I possibly could have worked it out, but yeah, I'm not doing the tramlines at the moment. That there would normally tell you that you can do the wheels. You know, that you can turn the tractor, and especially if I switch over. Whoa, no. Folded that. I meant to switch to the tractor. There we go. So you can see now the work mode has completely disappeared, and it's kind of, well, why has my work mode disappeared for this tractor when it's in the code? It's coded and set up to actually do the steering, and yet it's not there. It's not an option. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this. I will get to the bottom of it eventually, because I do like the options on this tractor, and and it's one of those things where until I went and had a look in real life at a JCB, I didn't realise that the top panel was actually coloured to the JCB, and it's something that, yeah, it happens. I actually like the nose of this JCB like this, with the thin silver line through the middle of it, and all the grilling. All the grill, all the mesh to be in black. I think that is a sharp looking tractor like that. I really do. Alright, lift that up. And one more, and then what we can go and do is do our headlands. So we'll start the headlands round the far side. We know we need to start just the other side of the bit where it bulges out, because we've got a thin piece around there that we only want to do on our second pass. So around the field we go, and because we've got 8 meters here, we should reach all of this, and yeah, actually get it done by halfway through the day. So we may split this game day into 2 halves. And see if we can get a second field done on it, because of the way we're doing this episode, and get field 43 planted next time. There we go. So we'll start this off here and go around our headland and get this field seeded. I don't know if it's worth going back and catching those little bits that I've missed. Are they massive? They're not massively massive, and there aren't that many of them. I will see how I go after this, I think. But we are coming round and getting our headlands done. And this is now, you will see where we're doing these overlaps. You'll see the where it's no longer apparently got the fertilizer on it, and that is because we are overlapping for the headlands. And I'm trying to catch the back section of these bits each time. But yeah, you can see now where that overlap is and where it's not got the fertilizer, or where it doesn't appear to have the fertilizer, I should say. And we're gonna have a bit more of that because there's no way there's 8.5 meters. Oh, sorry, there's no way there's 8 meters around that edge there. We went a bit close in places, whereas others we may not have gone close enough. But yeah, this field has gone in nicely. We got our first wheat in. We now, I think, only have, we may have 1 or 2 stages of fertilization still to do on this field. Either way, we should be able to do it fairly easily, especially if we can get a good sprayer. If anybody does know of a rear-mounted sprayer for this JCB, please let me know in the comments or drop us a link in the Discord. I would love to have a sprayer that mounts to the back of this JCB. I do know some existed for FS17. I haven't seen any yet for FS19, and I think it would just be a very different way of doing this. I think we may have gone too early here. Yeah, we have. So we need to pull up to the end here. Oh, no, a little bit further. Oh, this is one of those wonderful cultivators. We're not going to go and do those strips because you might have seen there that it's left a patch because it has got a cultivator before it's got a seeder, and properly has a cultivator before it's got a seeder. So the only way to fix that is to go right up to an edge doing it, which is slightly annoying. Yeah. We won't be fixing any of the odd bits because we're just going to create another odd bit in the middle of the field if we do it. Unless we go right out to the edge of the field, and they're not massive bits we missed, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, just something to acknowledge with this seeder. If you use this seeder and you try and connect correct bits on your field, you will end up with a bald patch because it has the cultivator runs ahead of the seeder on it, which is how it should do, and how it does do in real life. But it's definitely something to be aware of. Very difficult to correct your fields with this seeder. And yeah, as you can see now, we're now creating. Now, I don't know if it's using as much fertilizer as it would normally. The thing is, as I said, it's got a cultivator running ahead of the seeder. Does that mean it takes out it must take out the seed that we've already planted ahead of replanting it as we're going around this headlands, which is really interesting. We got most of that corner because, again, trying to get extra bits, going back and getting the extra bits in the corners, very difficult with this seeder. I think you have to basically go right out into the corner and not turn around on it. But there we go. And this should bring us out. Having planned this way, this will bring us out at the field entrance here, and we can get our tractor back to our farmyard really nice and easy. So around here, I think our other the other seeder we're planning, or the planter we're planning, doesn't actually have a built-in cultivator in it. And there we go. In fact, there is one way of doing this. If you reverse up like this and put it down, I can get that little bit there. There we are. So that is field 41 seeded. all done and dusted. That then is where we are going to leave it for this episode. Yes, we still have about half a day left, so we might put an extra episode in here so that we can skip one later in the summer. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.